And then the third thing it says is worship of other things. That's a hard thing for me to see because I don't know what they're talking about, really. And I was 1.5, 2 years sober, and I had an experience that would change my whole perception of what this was about for me. I was ending my first sober relationship. And in my experience, I don't think there's a more self-involved person on the planet than an alcoholic ending a relationship. I mean, oh man. You can go up to a person like that and say, I just came from the doctor and I have terminal cancer and 2 weeks to live. And he'll go, you know what else she said, man? I mean, oh, it's funny, but that's the way we are. I mean, oh man. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm at this AA meeting one night. And I'm nuts. I can't hear anything in the meeting. It's like music in a doctor's office because I'm in my head thinking if when I see her, I'll say this and then she'll say that and then I'll say this and then she'll say that and then I'll hit her with this and she'll be properly ashamed of herself and beg me back. So I'm crazy, right? And plus, she's a member of AA and she's not in this meeting, which means that some hideous forces implanted a spring in the back of my neck connected to the meeting room door. Every time the door opens, I go, oh, not her. Okay. Right. So God could be trying to talk to me through the people in AA, and I ain't getting it. I mean, I'm just blocked, right? The meeting's over, and I end up going to coffee with some people, and end up me and this guy from Glendale who was visiting, who was sober about 28 years. And I started to tell him, now captured audience, since he rode there in my car. So I'm telling him about this relationship for 20 or 30 minutes till his eyes have glazed over. And he sits there very kindly and he's listening to me and nodding and, and just like AAs do. And when I'm done, man, he said some things that just rocked me. First of all, he says to me, he says, you ever thought about the first commandment? And I said, no, I'm not into that. I'm just into AA. He said, yeah. He says, I know. He says, man, you and I are a lot alike. He says, guys like us can't get past the thou shalt not. He said, the first commandment is I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not have false gods before me. He said, I think the 10 commandments were originally written as statements of spiritual cause and effect. That somehow, as they got translated through the different languages, the Greek and the Aramaic and the Greek and Latin, etc., somehow they got an authoritarian spin put on them. He said, I don't think they were that way originally. He said, it is my experience that God loves you no matter what you do. He loves you and loves you. That you can put anything you want between you and God and he still loves you. The problem is, you've just put something between you and God. And he said, when you worship something, it doesn't mean to bow down to. It means to obsessively turn your consciousness towards. He said, you want to know what you worship in your life? Make a pie graph of everything you've been thinking of, and the thing that dominates the pie is obviously the thing you've been obsessively turning your consciousness towards. When he said that, I could picture this pie graph with a little sliver for work and a little sliver for A, and the rest of it was her. And I knew instantly why I felt such desolation and why I was stuck in my head and I was disconnected from you and disconnected from God. Because I'm the guy who did that. And I did it because of a lack of power. And I think that a relationship will give me the power to validate myself and give me some emotional security, a sense of connectedness. I'll be a part of this. And I'm seeking and I'm at the helm of my ship and I keep putting these things in between me and God. And I wish I could tell you from that moment on, I haven't done that, but I keep doing it. Matter of fact, if there's anybody here that's never does that, would you help me, please? Because I keep doing it. And sometimes I put just being right about something. You know what I mean? That thing you don't want to let go because not until they see. Right? Or money. I put money in that spot a lot of times. And why would a guy like me be worried about money? Because money can give you an illusion of power and control and validation and security. But it's an illusion. You know why it's an illusion? Because I know God spoke to me and gave me the amount of money necessary that you need. You know what it is? Just enough so you don't have to trust him anymore. You know what that dollar amount is? $5 more than you will ever have. Because no matter how much you have, it'll not be enough. It's always more and more and more. Because money is not power. It's an illusion of power. Real power, the book says there is one, only one, who has all power. That one is God. May you find him now, or at least before you drink again.